R3, you mean?
No, if we continued R2.
Oh, I see.
The country club, or the golf course is an acceptable use under R2.
Well, that would be nice.
And then if we would do, that would square that off,
Mhm.
but then if we would do what George will allow us to do, then we would have to, I suppose we could continue R2 and just ignore R3 and the whole development idea on the south side of the community, if that's what you want to do. That way, George's property would be, not only would he own it, but it would be allowable, and we could, I guess, promote R3 on the north side of the community.
Do we have to have a legal description of what he wants?
Yeah, because there's no other way to do it, Sharon, if we don't have a legal description. So that was the idea, is that you square it off.
square it
This
off, and that
parcel,
was it.
yeah.
Well, you still have to get a legal description where you square it off. You gotta get a legal description where you stop the line.
Whatever, I just hope that yours is acceptable to other folks when they come in here, so.
Okay, you're telling me that you would suggest R2?
Well, you could extend it, since the golf course is an acceptable use in
Right.
R2.
We wouldn't
Now,
do
that's
it.
R1 across the road, correct?
Darker gold is
The
R1.
darker,
R1.
oh, darker gold is R1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'd
It'd be R1 then.
Can we put a golf course in R1?
Yes. Yes, we can. I think you want to continue your areas. You know, you keep breaking it up into all little
That's
chunkier.
spot.
Yeah, that's your spot zoning. And if in fact, and I disagree with the fact that we do one lot for Menzers, and then if George decides to sell another, when we come back and then go to the expense and the trouble of trying to go down the map, I think that's crazy.
Right.
Description.
I agree.
That's BS. Adam said these maps are gonna cost us about $1,200.
To go through the whole process, get an official map, put back up. Yeah.
Well, every time then he wants a lot spot zone, then I guess he can pick up the cost of maps. I don't know.
I make a motion to move to the council. The golf course will be rezoned to R1. Everything on the west side of South 16th to R1, and R3 on the north boundaries as shown on our draft map.
This one up here, we probably don't need to fix it. That's what you said.
So
So everything on the west side.
this is presently R3 now.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
It's presently R3.
Which section on this side of the street is what his motion is. Yes, Bill?
So the motion is to have the whole, is it 40 acres on the west side of 16th Street?
We don't know how much land.
We have no idea.
Okay.
I
He
think it's
tells
40.
20, he tells us 40, he tells us 30.
Would you like me to pull out the big map so you can kind of show it?
I don't even.
So everyone
Say
understands, just so everybody understands what the motion's
Why
for.
don't,
Sure.
why don't we bring this a legal description? Really?
You know, if George,
He allows.
if
You know,
George
that-
wants...
To me, that's the kicker, what he allows. What am I sitting on here for if he's going to allow me to do that? Why is Bill sitting on the council if George will allow Bill to do that? What are we here for?
But it's a public hearing, and that's
It
what you
is,
get
it
input
is.
from
He
people.
voiced his opinion,
Right,
Jerry, and I go along with that.
And
I
it's-
go along with that.
And it comes down to a
Right.
vote, and then you go with the vote.
Right,
Agree or disagree.
right.
Keep in mind that the city, rejected the original, proposal based on this, and we thought we'd come to a compromise with the 20 acres on the west side of 16th Street. And essentially, what you're saying is you're going to do, exactly what you want and ignore the, citizens' input, namely George classes on that.
Shirley, you have
Oh,
a
yeah.
motion.
I know we have a motion on the floor, we're waiting for a second, but this is interesting. If somebody wants to second the motion, we'll continue to discuss it.
I'll second.
Okay, thank you, Jerry. Yeah, I agree.
What was the motion?
Motion was to rezone the golf course and the west side of South 16th to R1,
So it's contiguous.
so it's contiguous through.
That whole 40 acres, what you're saying. Whatever.
Everything that
Isn't brown.
that isn't brown. Basically, it's that section there and the golf course, all of this.
So,
Okay.
and he didn't want to do that?
He's saying, yes, he's saying to rezone that.
The whole thing?
Rezone all of that
Right,
and
and
the
that.
golf course.
And we're forgetting about.
No,
the-
No, that was
everything
still
else
there.
stays like that, like it is.
Okay. Call for vote.
Call for question? Okay, the motion once again is to rezone the golf course and on the west side of 16th Street to R1, so it's contiguous with a zoning that's already in place. It's been moved by Steve, seconded by Jerry. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. So that will be the new recommendation that will go to the council then. It has been a difficult year for us to go through these, 4 or 5 years, to go through these ordinances and attempt to put together a map that we hope will be something good for the city that will stimulate development, and certainly hope that, we can continue to work together. If in fact, and this is me personally, if in fact we're going to continue to be micromanaged all the way, I have other things to do with my time. And I've certainly heard the same from others, so. Once again, this would be, I hope that you're open to the fact that if one more person comes in here and demands something, that you will be able to carry through with it, so.
I'll ask Chris to develop an updated map, and as soon as I have it in my hands, I'll move forward to the council
Okay.
with a new map.
I would like to ask Bill and Jim if the council has a 5-year plan of any kind. And if they do, we would like to know what it is.
Yeah, it'd make
So
our
we
job
would have
easier.
some guidelines.
The only thing.
And if you don't, you should. You should be sitting down and deciding what you're gonna.
That's what I'll do. We'll take one-
No,
one-
wait a minute. You should be sitting down and trying to decide what you wanna be like in 5 years from now, at least 5 years from now. That's only good planning.
Well, I think it's a big, well, I won't say.
Well,
No, I think
that way we have a guideline, Jim.
I'm sure there's probably should be an old plan around Youth on the Council. Did you have
We
one?
had,
And
yes.
it should be still around here.
2003.
5 years, about time to get it updated.
Well, I think so. But this is my, I just wanted to say that because I think the planning and
Well, you have to
zoning
have a plan,
board should
I-
have some guidelines to go by,
I
what you
agree,
guys
I
are
agree,
thinking.
100%.
I'm sorry.
No,
I
I-
didn't mean to interrupt you.
I agree 100%. There
We,
should be a plan with
I'm sorry.
what we want to be.
Go ahead, talk. I
Specifically
guess you're
with,
going to anyway.
specifically with the fact that Highway 20 is coming. All of the other communities are preparing for it, and it certainly would behoove Sac City to be ready for it. We have had interest from corporate America looking at different areas of land, and so things are going to occur, and it would be nice if we're ready. So Adam will ask Chris Whitaker then to make a new map, and I can certainly get copies to all of you when we get that, and then you will take it to the council. So chances are it'll be 2 or 3 weeks, whatever. It shouldn't take him too long.
As soon as
to get this
I
done.
wouldn't think it would take Chris too long to make the adjustments.